This conference will now be recorded.
Now, let us start the today's session. From the last 3 to 4 sessions, we are discussing very fundamentals. What is the history of C language? What is mean by programming language? What is a low level? What is a high level? What is a translator? What is compiler? What is interpreter? What is the difference between translator and compiler and interpreter? Is the C language is a compiled language or not? Why C is called as a middle level language? What is system software, application software? Yesterday we discussed about the types of errors like syntax errors, logical errors, runtime errors, and also we discussed how to learn C programming language step by step. What are the steps we have to follow? Like the first step is we should aware of what is the character set of the C language. What will be the character set of C language? So C language supports English alphabets, lowercase and uppercase. It will support digits 0 to 9, all special symbols and white space characters also. So once this part is over, we are supposed to discuss what is an identifier. So for that reason, we started a discussion on why do we write a program, and that part also covered. But I'm going to repeat the same concept once again. Why do we write a program? Where do we store the data? What is an identifier? That concept again we will discuss. When somebody will ask you, why do we write a program? When somebody will ask you, why do we write a program? You just tell them to process the data. For processing the data, usually we will write some set of instruction. Program is a collection of instructions. That a data may be a train number, that a data may be a bank account number, that a data may be a book title, that data may be a faculty name, that data may be a roll number, anything. Or it may be marks obtained by the student or grade obtained by the student. It may be the salary of an employee. So data may be anything. If you want to process the data, sir, what is mean by processing? Suppose there is a data called marks obtained by one student in subject one is some 35 or 47 or 57, assume. Now I want to announce the result, whether the student pass or fail. Now what I have to do? I want to perform certain calculation on this data. Is marks obtained in the subject one is really greater than or equals to 35? Sir, it is nothing but something called processing the data. The value stored in S1, we are going to process. We are going to verify whether the subject one marks is greater than or equals to 35. If it is true, then I am going to announce the student is passed. If it is not true, means what? Student didn't acquire 35 marks. Then I will announce the student is not passed, the student is failed. So when anybody will ask you, even in the interview also, why do we write a program? You have to answer them. We will write a program to process the data. To process the data. Okay. Now the immediate question is, sir, you said that we write a program to process the data. I will ask you one thing. Where do we store the data? Generally, the data will be stored in the computer's memory. Am I correct or not? Generally, the data will be stored in the computer's memory. So already I have explained with one example. I just opened Excel sheet yesterday also. Sir, what is this? This is an Excel sheet. Excel sheet is a collection of so many cells. Am I correct? Like that, your computer memory, you have to assume like an Excel sheet. Excel sheet is a collection of cells. In the same way, computer memory also collection of so many memory blocks. It is a collection of so many memory blocks. You have to assume every cell is nothing but one memory block. Every cell is nothing but one memory block. When you ask your computer, hello computer, this is my data, can you store? computer will check is there any vacant memory block or not. If a memory block is available, if it is vacant, suppose I have given the data 25, computer will store that data in the memory block which is empty. Sir, computer is going to store the data wherever it will find empty memory block. Now within the C program, sir, within the C program I have a requirement. Do you know what is my requirement? I want to check whether the particular student is eligible for voting or not. This 25 is going to represent age of a person. This 25 is going to represent, assume it is a age of a person. It is a voting application. Sir, it is a program called voting application. Now I want to cross check whether the data stored inside this name is eligible for voting or not. So I want to bring this data from the memory block into the program. I have to bring this data from memory block to the program. Now the problem is, when I asked the computer to store the data, computer happily it will store the data somewhere in the memory block. But unfortunately, computer is not going to share any information where it is stored, what is that address, is it in the first row, fourth column, or is it in the fourth row, like that. Computer is not going to share any kind of information with you. Then how could I bring back my data into the program to check whether the person is eligible for voting or not? Then generally while writing the programs, we will do like this. Even in any programming language, while storing the data, we will write one instruction in the program like this, whether it may be a C or C++ or Java or Python program, any programming language, usually we will give a kind of instruction like this. So when this instruction was given to the computer, so you know what computer can understand with this line? Okay, Pawan is requesting me to store some data. This data I have to store somewhere in the memory block. And also according to this person called Pawan, he want to assign this name to this memory block. Wherever I stored this data in the memory, to that memory block, he is requesting me to name. Sir, what is the reason for naming that memory block? Like if you ask me one doubt, very simple. Whenever if you want to process the data, simply I can call this a name. Sir, this name refers to what? This memory block. Now automatically into my program, the data will come. 25 data will come. On this data, whatever operation I want to perform, that I can perform. Now tell me, with this story, we could able to understand that while writing a program, usually program is a collection of so many elements. Program is a collection of so many elements. So sometimes for some elements like variables, functions, structures, arrays, etc. So certain times for some elements we are supposed to give a name to them. So remember, in your program, whatever the element is having a name, those named elements are nothing but identifier. So what is an identifier? In my program, named elements are called as an identifier. Sir, can you please tell me some examples while writing a program, which type of elements will have a name? Compulsory, there is a concept called a variable concept. Very soon we are going to discuss that. For variables, we are supposed to give name. So variable is a type of an identifier. Sir, for functions also we are supposed to give name. Function is an identifier. Sir, for arrays also we are supposed to give the name. For structures also we are supposed to give the name. So these are all come under identifiers. So even in your exam pattern also, even in your exam also, suppose if you are going to attempt the any graduate or undergraduate exam upon C programming language, there may be a chance in the examination they may ask what is an identifier. Your answer will be very simple. While writing a program, arrays I didn't cover. You may not understand, just have an idea. Arrays almost after 30 to 35 sessions we are going to discuss. So don't concentrate everything what I am typing here. Some points you may not understand right now. Some points you may not understand right now. Even though if I try to explain about these concepts, you may not digest them because you are all at kid level. You are all at kid level. You are all like kids in C programming. So after 20 to 25 days, you will become master in programming. Then that is the right time to talk anything about like what is an array, what is a function, everything we are going to discuss, don't worry. So what is an identifier? An identifier is nothing but a named elements in the program. Named elements in the program, nothing but identifier. Now immediately I have a doubt. Sir, can I have any rules? Can I have any rules to name some element? If I want to give a name to a variable, a name to a function, a name to a structure, a name to a array, if I want to name some element, am I required to follow any rules, or can I assign my own name as per my choice? So sorry, it is not possible. In C programming language, there are certain rules for naming. There are certain rules for naming. So you have to follow these rules compulsory, no doubt at all. You have to follow very strictly these rules. Whenever if you want to name a variable, function, array, structure, for anyone if you want to assign a name, you have to follow the rules. Do you know what are the rules here? Do you know what are the rules? First letter in the name, first letter must be an alphabet. First letter must be an alphabet, either lowercase or uppercase is allowed. Either lowercase or uppercase. First letter must be an alphabet, or underscore also allowed. Underscore also allowed. First letter must be an alphabet. First letter must be an alphabet. Even underscore also allowed. But remember, using underscore as a first letter is a highly not recommended. This is a recommendation from Pawan sir, not from the C language team. According to the C language, the father of C language, Dennis M. Ritchie, for any identifier, if you want to give name, underscore you can use no problem as a first letter. But from my side, I will suggest you don't give the name for anyone that starts with underscore. It is only recommendation, whether to follow or not to follow, it is all up to you. So I recommend you not to use underscore as first letter. It is only recommendation. It is only recommendation, not compulsion. This is my recommendation. Sir, what is the reason, like you may ask? Sir, why don't we have to follow like this? I want to follow. If I want to assign a name, first letter I should use underscore. First letter I should underscore. No problem, you can use. There is no difficulty at all. No difficulty, nothing. Remember one simple point, whether you may understand or you may not understand, I don't know. In any programming language, developers can reserve some words for some specific purpose. Any programming language, whether it may be C or C++ or Java or Python or C#, .NET or anything. So usually they have a habit. Do you know what is the habit? So usually they will reserve some words for some specific purpose. So language predefined names generally they will use underscore as a first letter. Are you getting my point here? లాంగ్వేజెస్ ని డెవలప్ చేసేవాడు ఎవడైనా సరే లాంగ్వేజ్ లో ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ నేమ్స్ ఉంటాయి, కొన్ని స్పెసిఫిక్ పర్పసెస్ కోసం కొన్ని నేమ్స్ ని వాళ్ళు రిజర్వ్ చేసి పెట్టుకుంటారు. సో ఈ నేమ్స్ ని రిజర్వ్ చేసి పెట్టుకునే ప్రాసెస్ లో జనరల్ గా ఫస్ట్ లెటర్ ఏం వాడుతుంటారంటే అండర్ స్కోర్ వాడతారు. సపోజ్ అండర్ స్కోర్ ఏబిసి, XYZ, ఈ రెండిట్లో లాంగ్వేజ్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ ఏది, యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్ ఏది అని ఎవరైనా అడిగితే యూజువల్ గా మనమైతే అండర్ స్కోర్ ఫస్ట్ లెటర్ ని ఫాలో అవ్వం. లాంగ్వేజ్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ కి మాత్రమే ఫస్ట్ లెటర్ అండర్ స్కోర్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి ఈజీగా మనం రికగ్నైజ్ చేయొచ్చు. సార్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద లాంగ్వేజ్ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యూజర్ డిఫైన్డ్. సో టు డిఫరెన్షియేట్ whether it is user defined name, language predefined name, to differentiate that I suggest you, I recommend you, don't use underscore as a first letter. I hope the point was very clear, but it is only recommendation. I am not forcing you. It is not compulsion. It is all up to you. Now from second letter onwards, it may be alphanumeric. It may be alphanumeric. Sir, from second letter onwards, no restriction, nothing. It may be an alphabet or it may be a digit also. From second letter onwards in the name, you can use alphabet. You can use even digit also. 0 to 9, any digit you can use in the as a part of a name. No problem at all. Now the next one. Before going to the next one, some names, identifiers I am going to write. You have to tell me whether it is a valid or invalid. You just text me. If it is a valid, text me letter V. If it is invalid, text me I. So what is your answer? Let me see. Now seven people. Is it a valid identifier? Is it a valid identifier? First letter is not an alphabet, it is a digit. Is it a Veena Aya? Very good. It is invalid. What is the reason? What is the reason? First letter should not be a digit. First letter should not be a digit. This is the reason. First letter always must be an alphabet. Next one, underscore ABC. Valida, invalida. Underscore ABC, valida, invalida. 100% valid, no doubt at all. So I recommended you not to use. Whether to follow or not to follow, it is all up to you. Clear? Now A underscore B underscore C. Valida, invalida. Can I use underscore any number of times within the name also? Happily you can use, no problem. Happily you can use, no problem. Clear, right? So CB65. Can I use this as a name? First letter must be an alphabet. From second letter onwards, no restriction, no problem. Anything it may be allowed, no problem. It is a valid. Boss, it is a valid, no problem. Now one more thing. Class strength, valida, invalida. Class strength, sorry, it is invalid. Sir, what is the reason? Sir, first letter alphabet, second letter anything allowed, you said that, but remember within the name space is not allowed. Space is not allowed. Space is not allowed. So no spaces are allowed. No spaces are allowed. So no spaces are allowed. What is the reason? Space is the reason. Now the next one. Cost underscore in underscore dollar. Cost in dollars. Valida, invalida. Cost in dollars. Invalid. Sir, it is invalid. What is the reason? First letter alphabet, second letter anything acceptable. Underscore you can use any number of time, but it is a special symbol. Within the name, special symbols are not allowed. No special symbols are allowed. No special symbols are allowed except one symbol. That symbol is nothing but underscore. Except one symbol, underscore. All the remaining symbols are not allowed except underscore. No special symbols are allowed. Is the point was clear for everyone? Up to this, is the point was clear? Now, max, is it allowed or not allowed? Capital letter. Max, allowed or not allowed? Valid or invalid? No problem. It is a valid only. You can use the name completely in capital letter. You can use the name completely in capital letter, but not recommended. Sir, why again not recommended? Because while writing our C program, certain times we are supposed to create a constant. But don't ask me what is a constant. At the time of programming, I can make it very clear. We are supposed to create certain constants. To make it understandable to everyone, it is a constant. For the constants, we will give name in capital letter. For the constants, we will give name in capital letter. For that reason, please try to avoid that. Names of an identifier should be in the, as much as possible, it should be in the lower case only. So it is valid actually. There is no problem, but not recommended. But not recommended. Now the next one. Anyone tell me? R2. R2. Is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? AUTI, AUTO, first letter alphabet, and all the remaining letters are alphabets only. Excellent. Sorry, it is invalid. Sorry, it is invalid. Sir, what is the reason it is invalid? Very simple, man. Very simple. Assume this is a hotel. Table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4, table 5, table 6. Now, on this table and on this table, the hotel management, they put a board reserved. They put a board called reserved. On this table and on this table, they put a board called reserved. Now I just entered into the hotel, this hotel. Now can you please tell me, I don't have any reservation. Can I go and occupy this table? Can I go and occupy this table? Anyone tell me? Can I go and occupy these two tables? Allowed or not allowed? You are not allowed because they are reserved for someone. They reserved that. They reserved that. So remember one point. Any language developer, C, C++, Java, Python, any language developer, for some specific reasons, certain votes they reserved for them. Certain votes they reserved some specific purpose, for some specific purpose. Sir, it is not only in C programming language, in any programming language, usually developers will have a habit of reserving some votes for some specific purpose. Those votes are nothing but key votes, sir. Those votes are nothing but key votes. You know, in C language, these type of votes, how many votes are there? These type of votes, how many votes are? Do you have an idea? 32 votes. 32. But 32 is a commonly used keyword, but don't assume that 32 only. We'll be having some other keywords also. Around 44 keywords we are having. Around 44. But at a programming level, we never use the remaining 12 keywords. So at the time of learning C programming language, usually we will never touch these 12 keywords. For that reason, if somebody will ask you how many keywords are there, commonly used keywords are 32 words. Now, what is a keyword? Anyone tell me? What is a keyword? Suppose in the examination, if people are asking this question, what is a keyword? Keyword is a reserved word. Keyword is a reserved word. Keyword is a reserved word having some predefined meaning. Having some predefined meaning. Note point. All keywords must be used in lowercase only. Sir, generally keywords are represented in lowercase. Keywords are represented in lowercase. All keywords must be used in lowercase only. Now, according to this point, auto is a word already reserved by the team who developed the C language. The team who developed the C language, they reserved this word. So now tell me, because of which reason it is invalid? Auto is a keyword. Now auto, valida, invalida. Again I am asking. It's an interview question, competitive exam question also. Is it valid or invalid? Now observe that it is 100% valid. Now you may have a confusion. Sir, just a few seconds back, you said that auto is reserved by C language team, but again you are saying that auto is valid, sir. Remember, C language is a case sensitive language. C language is a case sensitive language. Sir, what is mean by case sensitive? Lowercase letters, uppercase letters are not treated as same. They are treated differently. Lowercase and uppercase letters are treated differently. Now, what is the note point? If everything is specified in the lowercase, then only it is recognized as a keyword. If one letter is used as a capital letter, sorry, it is not treated as a keyword. It is just ordinary word only. It is ordinary word. Clear? Listen, when the session is going on, keep on texting me, keep on chatting me, whether it is correct or not, correct or not, correct or not. If you ask the same question 100 times, I won't respond, because you are going to disturb my flow. At the end of the session, whatever the doubts you are having, you can note down on the paper. I will clarify. Okay. So we will have a flow. Please allow me to follow in the same flow. Okay. Every student doubt I will answer at the end of the session. Don't worry. Okay. Now, what is the next point, boss? What is the next point? Keywords can't be used for naming purpose. Sir, keywords can't be used for naming purpose. So we will try to write all the list of keywords. Maybe if I miss any one or two, please excuse me. So I will try to write, I will do my level best to write all 32 keywords. So if you want, you can note down simultaneously along with me. Right? Now the first one. We will start with the void, char, int, float, double, long, short, signed, unsigned, constant, volatile, return, if, else, switch statement, case, default, break, continue, go to, do, while, for, type def, size of, struct, union, enum, auto, static, register, extern. Please remember one point. You are all attending my session. You are only the students. Whatever the knowledge you are having, you are assuming that that is correct. So you are feeling that whatever you are having, that is correct. Actually, these are the list of valid keywords. Some people are suggesting me, sir, why don't you write them in the alphabetical order? Please don't give such a kind of suggestions to me. You know what is the reason for writing all these keywords, even though they are not alphabetical order? There is some specific reason is there. In this 45 days session, we are going to discuss all these keywords exactly in the same order. So the topics will come in this order only. The topics will come in this order only. That is the reason I just typed them in the order in which order we are going to discuss the topic. I know that how to write them in the alphabetical order. Okay. Just make a note. Instead of giving suggestions to me, I'm a faculty. This is my 175th batch. I know how to teach and what to teach. Right? Just to follow my instruction. So I will share this class notes. Okay. Scanf is not a keyword. Scanf is not a keyword. Printf is not a keyword. They are not keywords. Your assumption is wrong. Scanf and printf, they are just identifiers. They are the names of the functions. Now I will share this class notes. Another 12 keywords are not required. Another 12 keywords are not required. At any cost, we are not going to discuss even one keyword also. Right? At a programming level, nobody is going to cover, nobody is going to cover even a single program on these 12 keywords. They are not required. Mostly used and commonly used keywords they are. These are more than enough. Now, what are the points we are covering? First letter must be an alphabet. From second letter onwards, it may be alphanumeric. No spaces are allowed. No special symbols are allowed. Keywords can't be used for naming purpose. Sir, can I have any length restriction? Can I have any length restriction? Name should be 5 letters only, like our passwords. Generally, whenever you are going to set username and passwords, most of the websites will give you one instruction. Your password should contain compulsory one special symbol, one lowercase, one uppercase, minimum 8 character, maximum 15 character. Like, can I have any some specific restrictions on the length of the variable? Usually, there is no restriction on the length, but from compiler to compiler, suppose I have named an identifier with a length 100 character. Assume the name is 100 character, but all compilers are not going to recognize the name having 100 character. Most of the compilers will recognize up to 32 characters only. 32 characters only, but it is not a fixed value. from compiler to compiler, this number is going to be changed. These are not keywords. Sixth point ఏం చెప్తున్నాం మనం, ఒక నేమ్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు వేరియబుల్ కానీ ఫంక్షన్ కానీ యారేస్ కావచ్చు స్ట్రక్చర్ కావచ్చు ఐడెంటిఫైర్ అనే దానికి నేమ్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు మీకు ఎంత వరకు కుదిరితే అంత షార్ట్ ఫామ్ లో ఇవ్వండి. మనకు ఆప్షన్ ఉంది కదా అని చెప్పి మీరు లెందీ నేమ్స్ వాడితే who is going to suffer? You know, yourself is going to suffer a lot. Nobody is going to suffer. You are the people who is going to suffer a lot. So there is no restriction actually on the length of the name, but compilers will recognize up to 32 characters only. No restriction on the length of the name, but most of the compilers can consider up to 32 characters only, up to 32 character, but highly recommended not to use lengthy names. Highly recommended not to use too much lengthy names. For example, you are doing a student application. Assume you are doing a student application. You want to store some student marks in 3 subjects, marks obtained by the student in 3 subjects you want to store. Then better to declare subject 1 valid, no problem, valid. Subject 2 like this, valid. Subject 3 like this, valid. So the name must be as simple as possible, and the name should reflect what type of data we are going to store in that. The name should reflect what type of data. So by looking at this name, everybody can understand that okay, with this name we are going to store the marks obtained by the students. So these are the general points. And also very important point, C is case sensitive. Sir, C is case sensitive. For example, if variable is created, sir, if a variable is created with marks, a variable, sir, what is a variable? I don't know what is a variable, because we are discussing slowly one by one. Now assume a variable is created with the name called marks. A variable is created with the name marks, but in the programming, if you use so like this, if you use marks, suppose if you use marks, compiler will generate an error. Who is this marks? I don't know, like you are going to get an error. Who is this marks? Like you are going to get an error. What is the reason? Sir, the reason is you declared the variable with lowercase, but at the time of using the same thing you are using capital letter, because C is a case sensitive. Means what? Lower and uppercase letters are treated differently. Lower and uppercase letters are treated differently. They are treated differently. Lower and uppercase letters are treated differently. Now can we practice a few more examples? Shall we practice a few more examples for identifier? Is it valid or invalid? CB69, don't enable your mic please. Is it valid or invalid? So it is a valid, no problem at all. It is a valid. X123. Valid or invalid? It is valid. It is valid. First letter must be an alphabet. From second letter onwards, anything is acceptable. Anything is acceptable. No problem at all. Average of student 3. Average of student 3. Average of student 3. Yes, it is valid. Fifth person. Fifth person. So it is invalid. It is invalid. Return to. Return is a keyword. Sir, return is a keyword. Return to. Valid or invalid? Return is a keyword. Valid or invalid? No doubt. What is that? Is it a valid or invalid? It is a valid only, because return is a keyword but not return to. Return is a keyword but not return to. Am I correct? Return is a keyword but not a return to. So there is a difference. There is a difference. Am I correct? There is a difference. So then what is the order? So in the order, we just came to know that what is an identifier. Named elements in the program, nothing but identifier. We just came to know that what is the keywords. Please tell me, everyone, what are the number of keywords we are having? Frequently used keywords at programming level. How many number of keywords we are having? 32 keywords. So generally these 32 keywords are represented in which form? Uppercase or lowercase? Lowercase or uppercase? All 32 keywords are represented in lowercase only. Lowercase. Right? Is that identifier is a user defined word or a reserved word? Identifier is a user defined word or a reserved word? What is the correct answer? User defined. Correct. User defined word. User defined word. Now, is the C language is a interpreted language? What is the answer? Yes or no? C language is a interpreted programming language. Interpreted language. Yes or no? C language is a interpreted language. Yes or no? Yes or no? Very simple. Very simple. I will demonstrate with practically. I will show you. So let me open any previous batch of folder. Previous batch of folder. Let me open. Have a look once. Sir, this is our C program. Do while dot C. But whether you observed or not, after translation, one separate file is created with the same name. Whether you observed or not, one more example. There is a C program. There is a C program with the name called FLT size.c. With the same name, another file is created after translation. For which translator? After a translation, one separate file is created for compiler or interpreter. Do you remember the point? For compiler or interpreter? For compiler, one separate extra file is created. Now tell me, according to this point, is the C language is a interpreted language? No, not at all. No. C language is a compiled language. C language is a compiled language. Now the next question. Next question. Runtime errors are reported by compiler. Runtime errors are reported by Compiler will alert you, hello boss, there may be a chance for runtime error, so please take care of, like compiler is going to alert you. Sorry, not possible. Answer is no. Compiler will report about what type of error? Compiler will report about what type of error? 3 errors we covered yesterday. Excellent, correct. Syntax errors, correct only. Syntax errors. Syntax errors. You know, 3 types of errors we covered: syntax errors, logical errors, runtime errors. Among the 3 errors, which error is the most dangerous? You know,